Blackhead prevention begins with a simple truth. Skin usually does better with calm consistency than with force. Blackheads form when oil, dead skin cells, and debris collect inside a pore, and the surface of that plug is exposed to air, which causes it to darken. They are not a sign that someone is dirty, and they are not a problem that improves just because the skin is scrubbed harder. In fact, harsh scrubbing often irritates the skin and can make the overall situation feel worse. A better approach is to keep the routine gentle, steady, and realistic enough to continue for a long time. Wash the face in the morning and again at night with a mild cleanser and lukewarm water. Avoid very hot water, rough washcloths, and the urge to scrub as if the face were a kitchen counter. Skin prone to blackheads often responds better to patience than to aggression. If makeup, sunscreen, sweat, or daily residue builds up, remove it properly before going to bed. Choose lightweight, non-comedogenic products when possible, especially if the nose, chin, and forehead tend to clog easily. Moisturizer still matters, even for oily skin, because uncomfortable, stripped skin can become irritated and harder to manage. Many people find that salicylic acid helps because it can loosen the material that clogs pores. Some also benefit from adapalene, which can help keep pores from becoming blocked over time when used gently and consistently. The key is to start slowly and avoid trying 5 products at once. A routine that is calm enough to repeat is usually more useful than one dramatic week of overtreatment. Do not squeeze blackheads with fingernails, metal tools, or bathroom mirror determination. That may feel productive for a few minutes, but it often leads to irritation, marks, or a cycle of picking that leaves the skin more stressed than before. Hair products can also play a quiet role, especially along the hairline and temples, so it helps to keep heavy oils and styling products away from the face when possible. Pillowcases, hats, and phone screens do not need to become a source of anxiety, but keeping them reasonably clean can support a better environment for the skin. Blackhead prevention is not dramatic. It is a quiet habit. Gentle cleansing, appropriate products, full makeup removal, consistent sunscreen, and leaving the pores alone as much as possible can make a real difference over time. And now, with that sensible skincare advice folded away neatly, like a clean towel in a calm bathroom cabinet, let us leave behind cleansers and cotton pads and move toward the larger, warmer, more playful part of the evening, where instead of standing in front of a mirror, we step into a small American town where retirement, pie, volunteer chaos, and one stubborn gentleman combine to create a night far more lively than anyone planned. In the town of Maple Hollow, Vermont, 72-year-old Bernard Tate believed in order, punctuality, and the quiet dignity of not getting involved. He believed soup should be served hot, lawns should be edged straight, and people should never begin a sentence with, "This will only take a minute," unless they were prepared to be arrested for dishonesty. Bernard had retired 10 years earlier from running the local hardware store, where he had spent 4 decades advising people not to use the wrong screws for the wrong wood in the wrong weather. Most of them ignored him. He had accepted that as part of civilization. Bernard lived alone in a cedar-sided house with green shutters, a neat front path, and a porch swing that creaked only when humidity crossed what he called an unacceptable threshold. His wife, Louise, had been gone for 5 years. Since then, Bernard had built his days carefully. Coffee at 6:30, newspaper by 7, a walk if the weather behaved, lunch at noon, a radio program at 3, supper at 5:30, television if nothing looked too loud, bed at 10. The routine suited him, or at least he told himself it did. Quiet, after a while, can feel like peace, right up until the moment it starts sounding like absence. The chief threat to Bernard's carefully maintained stillness was his neighbor, Gloria Baines. Gloria was 69, brisk, cheerful, impossible to ignore, and one of those women who seemed born already halfway through organizing something. She wore bright scarves, owned 6 clipboards, and considered hesitation a mild but treatable condition. She lived next door with a yellow front door, 3 bird feeders, and enough potted mums every autumn to suggest she was trying to negotiate directly with the season. On a windy Wednesday morning in October, Bernard was on his porch with coffee and a slice of toast when Gloria came through the gate carrying a pie plate and a folder. Bernard saw the folder and said, "No." Gloria stopped. "Good morning to you too. You have a folder. I also have pie. That means the folder is dangerous. It means I came prepared." "Prepared for what?" "For your resistance." Bernard looked at the pie plate. "What kind?" "Apple crumb." "That is manipulative. That is neighborly." She set both items on the porch table and sat without being invited, which was one of her more efficient habits. The town's lantern festival has a problem. Bernard closed his eyes for one brief moment. Maple Hollow's Lantern Festival was the yearly community event held in the old Grange Hall every autumn. There would be music, raffles, lantern displays, baked goods, children wearing sweaters too warm for the building, and older people pretending they had only come for 10 minutes while settling in for 3 hours. It was exactly the sort of event Bernard preferred to attend from the back row with a paper cup of coffee and an exit strategy. "What sort of problem?" he asked. The host backed out. "Why? Apparently, his granddaughter scheduled a recital. That sounds legitimate. Maybe. But he also used the phrase, "I'm not really a microphone person," which to me sounds like weakness. Bernard took a sip of coffee. To me, it sounds like wisdom. Gloria smiled, as if he had just confirmed her entire strategy. So naturally, I thought of you. Why would you do that? Because you speak clearly, people trust you, and you have excellent timing. I ran a hardware store. Exactly. You kept angry customers from buying the wrong hinge and ruining their cabinets. That is public service. Bernard pointed at the folder. I assume you're here because no one else said yes. I'm here because you will be good. I will be reluctant. That is not a skill. It should count as one. You only have to welcome everyone, introduce the music, announce the raffle baskets, and keep the evening moving. That sounds like a lot of speaking for a man who had other plans. What other plans? I was going to stay home. Gloria shrugged. That plan lacks sparkle. Bernard looked at the pie. You brought dessert to pressure me. I brought dessert because I know your values. I dislike how accurate that is. Gloria leaned forward. Bernard, you are retired, not invisible. He said nothing. And, she added, tapping the folder, I may already have written your name in pencil. Bernard stared. You volunteered me before I agreed? In pencil, she repeated. I'm not a monster. He sighed with the deep fatigue of a man who knew the fight had moved from principle to logistics. When? Friday evening. And if I say no, I will tell everyone you were intimidated by a microphone and decorative lanterns. Those are not equal threats. Maybe not, but together they make a compelling rumor. So that was how Bernard Tate, retired hardware merchant and committed defender of quiet evenings, became the emergency host of the Maple Hollow Lantern Festival. For the next 2 days, he prepared as if the event were either a legal deposition or a wedding at which he might be asked to bless the napkins. He found his navy blazer, the one reserved for funerals, holiday dinners, and any restaurant that placed folded cloth near the cutlery. He polished his shoes. He wrote note cards. Then he wrote better note cards. Then he wrote backup note cards in case the first note cards failed morally. On Thursday afternoon, his son, David, called from Boston. Dad, Gloria told Aunt Marie you're hosting the Lantern Festival, and Aunt Marie told me Gloria should not have access to a communication network. David laughed. You'll do great. I have 12 note cards. That means you care. I have backup note cards. That means you're definitely my father. I also wrote the pronunciation of the fiddle player's last name 3 times. That means you're prepared. Bernard practiced that evening in the hallway mirror. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Maple Hollow Lantern Festival. Too stiff. Hello, friends and neighbors. Too cheerful. He looked like a man about to sell deck stain. Thank you all for coming tonight. Too vague. Coming where? Why? Under what emotional terms? By the 7th attempt, he had managed to introduce himself twice and then compliment the curtains, which suggested fatigue. Friday arrived cold and clear, with leaves moving across the sidewalks like they had somewhere important to be. Bernard spent the day pretending he was not thinking about the festival, which caused him to think about it continuously. He swept the porch. He adjusted the radio antenna. He reorganized a drawer of batteries according to size and a personal moral code. At 5:30, Gloria appeared at his door wearing a burgundy scarf, black coat, and the expression of a woman who had already solved 3 problems and was ready for a 4th. You look respectable, she said. You look purposeful, Bernard replied. That is because I am. That is what worries me. The Grange Hall was already buzzing when they arrived. There were tables covered in dark red cloths, little lantern centerpieces, paper leaves, bowls of wrapped candy, trays of cookies, and raffle baskets wrapped in cellophane so tight they looked like diplomatic gifts. A long side table held casseroles, chili, rolls, apple crisp, brownies, pies, and 2 gelatin-based creations that Bernard could not identify but deeply distrusted. Children darted around in sweaters. Retirees claimed seats with the strategic speed of people who understood visibility and access to dessert. The air smelled like coffee, cinnamon, wool, and civic intention. Backstage, Gloria handed Bernard the microphone. "Why is it heavier than I expected?" he whispered. "Because it contains responsibility," she said. "It contains batteries and risk." She smiled and vanished into volunteer motion, which mostly involved walking very quickly while holding lists. Bernard stepped onto the stage. The room quieted. He adjusted the mic. It squealed sharply. He winced. Half the crowd jumped. "Well," he said, "that certainly saved us time on formalities." The room laughed. "Interesting," Bernard thought. He cleared his throat. "Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Maple Hollow Lantern Festival, the only event in town where you can admire handmade decorations, bid on a raffle basket, and disagree privately about chili thickness before dessert." The laughter came warmer this time. "My name is Bernard Tate, and I'm your host tonight because the original host was apparently lured away by family obligations and a wiser understanding of microphone ownership. Now the room had him. Not wildly, not loudly, but comfortably. He felt his shoulders drop a fraction. He introduced the opening act, a fiddle and guitar duo called North Road, who played with cheerful energy and exactly the sort of local confidence that made people clap before the final note. Afterward, Bernard returned to the microphone and said,